I'll take you, Blade. All right. All right. Should we? It's 8:47. Let me close out some more tabs just so I know what we have left. All right, so we have box office, Hasbro, and the Acolyte. Okay, so I'll talk about the Acolyte. Acolyte episode 5 dropped last week. We're rolling into episode 6. And I think episode 5 had some really, really amazing fight scenes. I think that the fight scene with everybody and the stranger or whatever, the stranger, I think it was great. I think the fight scene was great. I think the episode easily was the best episode of the season. I think the episode is great when everybody's not talking. There's just action happening. And I like I guess you guys probably don't care about spoilers, really. I really don't. The fact that they're offing everybody, I think it had to be done, and it's good. It's great. Like, this fight was amazing. This fight was amazing. I think anybody who says that fight sucked, they're just nitpicking the show. And once again, if you want to nitpick the show, go ahead. But I feel like you should have been nitpicking every show. And I don't see why this show is the reason why people are like, oh, Disney sucks. Like, we're not getting anything different than we've been getting. I say this week after week. But this fight scene was great. This fight scene was great. Was it better than the Phantom Menace? No. I know that the series showrunner said that in this show we'd have a lightsaber fight that was better than Phantom Menace. This was not it. Phantom Menace and Revenge of the Sith, I don't know if you're ever going to top those. Like, you'd need like the actors and the stunt people. Actually, no, you'd need the actors. You need the actors to do extensive, like, training the way that Hayden and Ewan did, the way that Ewan and what's Maul's actor's real name? Oh, I'm forgetting it. But the guy who played Maul, like, they trained a lot for those fight scenes. And it got to the point where in the Phantom Menace, they had to keep telling them to slow down. Like, you're going too fast for the cameras.
We spent a lot of time learning those fights. They were choreographed. We were like hitting each other. So when you're learning the fight, if you get it wrong, the chances are you're going to hit somebody. When we did that fight, they had to overcrank the camera to slightly slow it down because we were so fast.
Which, as a fan of Star Wars, you'd love to hear that. Like, it's not like you're going too fast because you're trying to rush it. No, you guys are so in it and so well trained on it that it's just like you're doing it without thinking. You're just going. So you would need that to happen. But this is up there. This scene is better than anything we got in the sequel trilogy, easily. It may be better than... Were there any memorable fights in any of the other shows? It's better than the Kenobi one. We had fights in what? Kenobi, Ahsoka, Mando season 3. Am I forgetting another show? You, my friends, said that our Star Wars... Sorry, you, my friends, said that a Star Wars... I think you mean that Star Wars fans... that it was time to let Star Wars go because Disney will never give us the Star Wars that George Lucas gave us. Yeah, it's time. Yeah, Star Wars is done. Definitely doesn't rival Phantom Menace. It was cool. Love the Cortosis. Yep. But definitely not rivaling that. The Kenobi one was more emotional between him and Anakin. Andor has no laser swords. Yeah. Yeah. Sorry. The Kenobi one had meaning to it. But from a choreography perspective, I don't think it beats this. I have to rewatch it. But I feel like it was both were shot at nighttime, but here I could see what was happening. Kenobi, I couldn't see what was happening at a certain point, and there was a lot of rock throwing. So this one I think was better. And again, the story is terrible. Like, I don't understand why this guy's so good. They haven't said that. This episode and the previous episode should have just been one episode, but they split it up where both had runtimes of like 30 something minutes, but then due to credits, it was really like 20 something minutes. So all of that's still bad. But I mean, when she was going at him, like, that was amazing. That was amazing. I saw something on IG where Lucas said, it isn't what he'd have done, etc. Is that a real quote vid or is it AI? So you saw something where he said he wouldn't have done this. Is that what you're saying? The entire 5 episodes so far could have been about 3. Yeah. But this is the highlight of the show so far. Easily. Ending was stupid. I don't know what the main character's point is. Like, what is she the main character? Or are they the main characters? I don't know. Couldn't tell you. Couldn't tell you the importance. But the fight was good. I'm going to watch it again. Just a fight scene. Now, speaking of Star Wars and the Acolyte, Hasbro dropped the helmet for the Stranger. And it sold out. And it actually came out pretty cool. I have to say, it's pretty cool. For 100 bones, this will be a good cosplay. And I think that the Stranger ends up being September 2025. I didn't even catch that. I think the Stranger ends up being one of those characters that is a fan favorite. I'm not going to say iconic, but a fan favorite despite anything that happens in the story. People just like the aesthetic. This is going to be a super easy cosplay to do. Very easy cosplay to do. But the helmet looks great. I love it. I highlighted that Rex over at Millennium Workshop. He just finished his own. And I love it. Yeah. That looks more like what's in the show than what Hasbro did. But Hasbro still made a dope helmet. But Rex beat them. Not even close. I love that. Not even close. But that's what I'm saying. Like this helmet, like rocking that with a lightsaber at a show, it'd be amazing. Like, people would see this and be like, wow, that's freaking dope. People would love it. And people will cosplay as it. So it's weird. Like, it keeps happening where Star Wars puts out these terrible releases, these terrible shows, terrible character development, but the aesthetic is great, and the aesthetic kind of overrides the crap they give us. Knights of Ren, another example. Boba Fett. Think about how iconic Boba Fett is without doing anything cool in any of the live action stuff. The only time Boba Fett was cool in live action, outside of just standing there and looking cool, was season 2 Mando, when he debuted, beat up all the stormtroopers, and then he didn't do anything cool in his own show. Again, Disney gonna Disney. What do you want? What do you want? But yeah, this one's also cool. This one looks like one of those creatures from episode 1 when they're pod racing, and there's like those little creatures like that tall. They're like driving their own thing. That's what it reminds me of. But it's still a great helmet. Rex's is just better.